Have you have a teacher that you remember growing up? Somebody that was your favorite teacher?
Yes.
Well, I was reading this epistle, and I was reminded of my middle school English teacher, Mrs. Cavara. We are treated as impostors, and yet are true, as unknown, and yet we are well known, as dying, yet seeing we are alive, as punished, and yet not killed, as sorrowful, yet always rejoicing, as poor, yet making many rich, as having nothing, and yet possessing everything. And she came to mind, and she really got into my head. And I thought to myself, not on Ash Wednesday. Don't see anything in my head on Ash Wednesday. She was so positive. Always the essays, positive. What do you see positive about your life? And so I found myself hearing her give me an assignment. Give 3 reasons why Ash Wednesday is the best day ever. So this is my shot in honor of Ms. Kavar. The reason why Ash Wednesday is the best day ever is because it reminds us that the worst has already happened. That's a great thing about Ash. When you think about it, what does it symbolize? You can't get any more out of ash. It's not going to provide any more heat. It's burned. No more energy. It's exhausted. It's depleted. You could stomp on it, but it wouldn't change. It's already humiliated, if you will. It's so humble, empty. And when you think about what you might be feeling right now in the world and all that's happening, it's easy to feel like Ash. Exhausted. No more energy. Humbled. Not knowing what to do. Ash is something you can't drain it anymore. It's already drained out of itself. And so the good news in all of that is that the worst has already happened. It's a symbol that it can't get any more difficult or worse. And that statement, I remember clinging to it many, many years ago. And we doubt it because we think, something really bad could happen. We don't believe that the worst has already happened. But when you take into account that it's not just you now, but it's you as a child. In other words, the impact and the difficulty of whatever feeling you're having also depends on the vulnerability stage that you're in. Where as adults, we kind of develop a sense of defensiveness, a sense of life experience. But when you're a child, your vulnerability is off the charts. And that infant, that child that Jesus calls us to become like, remembers these vulnerable places, these difficult things, incredible fear, incredible sadness, incredible trauma, because we were so vulnerable. So in that regard, given the level of vulnerability, that vulnerability that we often associate with fear and anxiety and concern and powerlessness and everything that we worry about in the world, guess what? You survived it. You're a survivor. Think of everything you've overcome. Don't take that for granted. The worst has already happened to you. And that's great. The great thing about Ash Wednesday is that it reminds us that, like Ash, we can be as lowly, as drained, as depleted, as seemingly worthless, as powerless, and yet we put it on to say, even if that is how we are, how we feel, we've survived. And traditionally, we did this last night, a little chaotic as always, but we get the kids and families together and we take the palms. The ash on your head is made from the palms from last Palm Sunday. It's the purest of palms. It's authentic. It's handcrafted. Handcrafted ash. But think about what we do traditionally. We take palms. So palms from almost a year ago, which we waved in the air almost a year ago. We threw a party, if you will, as they did, Jesus entering Jerusalem, filled with hope, filled with promise, and then everybody's dreams were crushed. Everything went awry. Things couldn't have gone worse. And that caused us to collect these palms. The altar guild takes them, gets them in a bag, stuffs them in the back of a dark closet. And then they come out again, and we ponder that experience of having a dream crushed, having our hopes vanish. And we say, let's just burn it. Let's just take these and burn them down to nothing. And let's just smear them on our heads. You know, it's like a very interesting tradition of the church that we remember a difficult time in our lives. It is what happens a year after a loss. It's what happens when suddenly a scent comes into your nose and you have this incredible memory of something. And along with that, maybe some trauma. And so ash becomes a symbol of remembrance, of transformation, of healing as well. We return, as it were, to grief we have neglected. Grief that we thought we were over. We got through it, but then a memory comes back, and there it is again. Associating ourselves with ash is kind of safe, because there's nothing more that can be taken away from us. Think about it. Ash is a good partner. For those who have expended all their energy, experienced their dreams go up in smoke, we're already feeling dirtied by despair. Ash is kind of a good friend. It's a good symbol because it's a symbol that we've hit bottom. And there is no safer place to be than having hit bottom. And there's nothing left to lose. Why are we so afraid of that? That's where we can push off rather than fight it. In fact, the Old English word that where we derive the word Lent from. Lenten. It literally is a reference to lengthening of days. Lengthening of days. Light is growing. The rain is falling. It is a symbolic of spring. Have you ever thought of Lent that way? Lent. Spring is coming. Well, that's a good thing about Lent. That's the meaning of the word. Spring is on its way. It's an opportunity to not be afraid of bottoming out so that you can push up from those places that are so difficult, kind of scary to go to. And Ash Wednesday is great because we don't have to worry what we look like. I mean, we all kind of look like a mess now. Your makeup is worthless. Those nice shoes or whatever you're wearing, nobody's paying attention because you got a mess on your head. And there's something wonderful about that. We're all a mess. But we're not alone. Now, Kathleen, who is our liturgical specialist, tracks all these things. And I don't know if you've noticed the difference in this Ash Wednesday or not, this liturgy. We put the ashes on first. We usually put them on at the end. But you know why I love this? Is because I can look at all of you and say, you're a mess too. We're in this together. It's a crazy thing to do. We're not alone. And feeling insecure on how we might look or feel or what we might be going through. We're not alone. Isn't Ash Wednesday great? We get to let go of all of our fears, all of our anxiety. We get to bottom out. We get to say, it's not so bad. We're survivors. And we can push up. And Ash is something we can push up from. We need not fear because the worst has already happened. We have the power to be who we intend to be, and who we are reminded that we are. And as we do this, we are not alone. Let Ash Wednesday be one of the most wonderful days of the year for you.